Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We are back with another movie and TV preview for the month of August, man. We got 4 months of left in 2022. And so far, 8 months in, man, it's been a pretty solid, bit of months, 8 months for movies and shows, and hopefully this month lives up to the previous eight, or the seven, I should say, because we got a lot of new shows, a lot of new movies that are coming to theaters, streaming, and everything in between coming out this month. And I will be highlighting those movies and shows in today's live stream. This is your first time tuning in. This is where I break down all the new releases. We've been doing it for years now, every single month, beginning of the month, or in this case, the end of the month, leading into the new month. So again, this is a live stream. This is a fun discussion. This is an open discussion. So let me know what movies you're excited about, what shows you're excited about, shows I might have missed, movies I might have missed that I should be circling on my calendar. Let's have those discussions in the comment section. So again, shout out to everyone. We got about 13 people watching live. My apologies. I was running a little bit behind, had to fix some stuff in the back end and all that fun stuff. But hey, we're here and I'm happy you're here with me. So thumbs up, share the video. It's anyone and everyone you know that loves movies and shows and wants to talk about the new movies and shows coming out for the new month, and share those conversations amongst like-minded people that love these things that we're going to be discussing today. So definitely share it. As well as this is live. We do these lives. I used to do these pre-recorded videos and let you all know what was coming out, but I decided to switch it up a few months back and to do it live because I just love talking to you all and chatting with you all and interacting with you all. So this is a live stream. So go ahead and throw your live comments in the live stream so we can have an open discussion. And towards probably the end of this video, we'll open it up to like a, ask me anything, talk about movie news, TV news, whatever you guys want to talk about towards the end. But and shout out to the replay gang. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments. Shout out to you. Appreciate the support as well. So with all that being said, before we pivot over to today's topics, let me say what's up to everyone showing some love. We got Maxwell ready to go. Have you seen? I have not. I've been slipping on my Apple TV Plus game, Maxwell, as you all may or may not know, but I'm a huge advocate for Apple TV Plus since the inception of the programming in 2018. I've covered a lot of their shows, but I've been, what was the last Apple TV Plus show I watched? I think it was, I can't remember. It's been that long. But there are some Apple shows, one in particular that we'll be talking about a little bit later that I will be watching and I will be recapping. So I look forward to that. But I've heard some good things about Blackbird with Taron Egerton, or I can't never remember his name, Eggsy from King's Secret Service. So I've heard good things about it. Let me know if it's worth checking out. Tony Movie Chappie in the building. What's happening, bro? Have you been watching? Yeah, so yeah, we just talked about that. I have not. So hopefully I can catch up to it. You are the king of reviews. Well, I don't want to take that crown because I don't think I am the king of reviews, but I appreciate the support. Appreciate you tuning in. Mara, what's going on? Coming to you live. Yes. You know what? Matter of fact, I think we talked about last time. I don't know. We talked about moderations and mods, and I know you mentioned you would be open to that. I don't know how to do it, Mara, so I don't know if I can do it live, but I want to, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and add you. So shout out to Mara. If you accept this, this particular position, I am granting you that moderation. And I know you do. I think you're a moderator on Brandon's show and E-Man. So if you would have me, I would be honored for you to be a moderator. So I think I did it. Let me know if I did. So anyway, shout out to you. What's going on? Yes, it's good. Okay, I'm gonna have to eventually check it out. Fit in the schedule. What's going on, B? Brandon's going live tonight, so this won't be, a 2-hour plus stream. We're going to probably do this about an hour and a half because he has his live stream coming tonight, his weekly roundup with movie news and TV news. I should be able to join him tonight, but either way, check him out. B. Avery, he will be going live tonight. Give him a follow, subscribe to his channel. Great guy, great content creator. Shout out to you, B. I'll be watching Nope. I just rewatched Nope and saw Super Pets, which I've heard is pretty good, Tony, surprisingly, because it didn't look that good from the trailers yesterday and had, honestly, not bad. Cute movie. That's what I've heard. I've heard a lot of people say that it's not a bad movie. Give me that. You got it. Did it work? Okay, it worked. Okay, so well, thank you for being a part of this moderation. I appreciate you. I don't really know what that entails besides keeping out the bots and all that stuff, but also just showing support and all that stuff. So congratulations to you, madam. And I hope you're doing good too. I know last time we were on a live stream, I think it was last week, you were saying you were getting back in town and you were a little bit you had some. I don't want to say the word 'cause I think YouTube is not doesn't like that keyword, but you got the a particular disease that was out there, or not a disease, but illness that came about you. I don't know how I'm saying this. I'm like walking around the circle. I hope you're feeling good, is what I'm trying to say. Either way, Keanu was great as Batman. That's great to hear. Moonlight, how you doing? Hope you're doing well as well. So, with all that being said, as you can see, I don't know how to talk anymore. We are here to have today's live stream to go over all the new movies, all the new shows coming out for the month of August, and we have a lot to go over today. So, with all that being said, let's talk about some theaters, some movies coming to theaters. Starting off with Friday, we got 2 releases coming out this Friday. A24, Bodies, 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 and I think it's who's doing Bullet Train? Is it Paramount or Universal? But either way, the new Brad Pitt action fiasco is coming out. Bullet Train coming to IMAX and all your local theaters. And I will be seeing one of these movies that we'll talk about. But let's start off with Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This is, like I said, it's A24. So I've always expect the unexpected when it comes to A24, which is a good thing. You never want to know what you're getting into. And I hope that's the same with this film. Pretty interesting cast here, as you all can see. Some familiar faces, some new faces for me, and some interesting cast. I don't really know too much about the film because I've seen the one trailer. And again, there's most of your cast. Again, I'm familiar with Amanda. The young lady next to her, I believe, was in Borat. I think her name is Maria Bovadovich or something like that. The lady next to her, she was in a show on HBO, which I really enjoyed. And then the lady on my right, I heard she's great in some movie she made a couple years ago that I know got a lot of buzz behind it. And then as from the poster, you all see Pete in the movie and a couple other actors that I've seen before. So again, it's A24, and from what I gathered from the trailer, it's kind of a Spring Breakers type of vibe mixed in with like a murder mystery with a little bit of satire, and a little bit of drama in there. And it looked interesting. Again, the cast looks intriguing. It's A24, so it already piques my interest. And I've heard some pretty good things about it. Now, as far as like review, I hope to see it this week. I reached out to a couple reps that I know from A24 because I don't think there will be screenings out here in my market in St. Louis. So I'm hoping to either set up like a screening link, or sometimes they send me a ticket to go check it out. So hopefully we can work something out because I want to check it out. But let me know in the comments if you all are excited for Bodies, 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 A24 new horror satire comedy coming to theaters this Friday. Let me know in the chat. And coming out that same day, coming out this Friday, and I will be seeing this film. I definitely got the confirmation from my rep, my screening rep, and I will be seeing it in theaters. That's Bullet Train, ladies and gentlemen. That's the new, I believe this is David Lynch, who's did some of the John Wick films. He did Hobbs and Shaw, and a really good actor. He did Deadpool 2 as well. Really good action heavy director. And I, for the most part, I like the way he handles action. It's very fast paced. It's very electric. It's very engaging. And speaking of engaging, we have a pretty engaging, exciting, diverse variety of great actors. You got Brad Pitt leading the crew, who I'm a big fan of. Brad Pitt behind him, as you all can see, is Zazie Beetz. Aaron Taylor Johnson. I can't think of the young man's name, who's an artist I know a lot of people know. I don't listen to his music, so I can't think of his name right now. Jodie King's in the film. Brian Tyree Henry. Michael Shannon, Sandra Bullock. It's just a huge cast, and from what I've gathered from the trailers and everything like that, it looks fun. It's like a throwback, a cast full of great actors, a pretty standard story that we've seen before, especially in the realm of John Wick. You have an assassin who's trying to exit out the assassination game, but gets pulled back in to do one last job, and all this stuff ensue. And there's this briefcase that he has, which seems to be very valuable, and a bunch of assassins want the same briefcase, and so on and so forth. So I'm not looking for this this super integral, detailed story with these plots and these subplots and these character developments. I'm just going to it for a good time. So as long as David Lynch and this whole entire crew can just give me action and entertainment, which I'm going to an action film to be entertained and see some good action set pieces, I'm a happy camper. So I will be seeing it tomorrow night. I don't know the embargo on the film, I would imagine probably Tuesday or Wednesday, or whatever the case may be. So expect a review for that, an out of a theater reaction, YouTube short on it probably, and then like a full actual review on the film later this week. So Bullet Train and Bodies are the two big releases coming to theaters this coming Friday. So let me know in the chat if you all are excited for those two films, and then I'll check in with the chat once we wrap up the other two films coming out this month, which, speaking of, coming out 2 weeks from now is August 19th. We have a new kind of survivalist type of film starring the one and only Idris Elba. He's going against the beast. He's going against a lion, which is coming out August 19th by the name of Beast, which is funny. Wasn't he in Beast of No Nation? So I don't know. He likes to work with titles with the name of Beast, but neither here nor there. This man's a beast. He's a hell of an actor, and that's literally the only thing that has me intrigued with this film. It's Idris Elba. He's fighting for his family. If you all aren't too familiar, I think the posters pretty much give it away, as well as this little tagline, "Fight for Family." Long story short, from what I gather from the one trailer I saw, I haven't been watching a lot of trailers in the last year or so. I watched like the first trailer or teasers, unless it's like something I'm really excited about. But this one seems pretty straightforward. He's taking his daughters to Africa, and I believe their mother recently passed away. He's trying to excuse me, get them out, have some fun, get their mind off of that, obviously that tragedy of losing their mother. They're out in the safari, and they have a a tour guide, and as you can imagine, they come across a territorial lion that wants to kill them, and he has to keep his daughter safe, keep him safe, and fight a lion. Pretty straightforward, but again, what's selling me on this film is I like survivalist type of movies. You get trapped on a mountain, you get trapped in a boat, and you got to survive. There's a shark there, there's a lion there, there's a bear there. Those films are pretty interesting because it really kind of highlights good actors. They have those moments when they got to be vulnerable. They have to be a hero. They have to be a dad in this case to keep his daughter safe, and then all the stuff that comes with that baggage of losing a wife and being an only dad and all that stuff. So I'm intrigued by it. I believe I will be getting an opportunity to see this early, and if that is the case, I'll probably give it a watch, and you guys can expect a review for Beast. But again, I'm not like overly excited. I'm an Idris Elba fan. I like this genre, and I'm hoping it's a good film. So let me know if you all are excited for Beast, coming out August 19th to theaters, which, again, theater-wise, this is kind of a film you don't normally see in theaters in the most, I would say, the last 3 to 4 years. A lot of these type of movies go to streaming, so I'm surprised this isn't. I'm happy this is going to theaters. People can see it, support Idris and everyone behind it. But I'm surprised this didn't go to streaming. But I hope it's there's a reason for that, because it needs to be seen in theaters. So that's the hope there. So with that being said, speaking of Idris Elba, this man is staying busy, man. Like I told y'all, he's a beast. This man is a beast. He keeps working, which I love seeing him popping up and everything. And this one looks pretty interesting. Coming out August 31st, which is a Wednesday, we have 3,000 Years of Longing, which, as you all can see on this screen now, not only does it star Idris Elba as a genie, which is funny, but Tilda Swinton, who was another fantastic, like, generational type of actress, if you ask me. And then you talk about generational, once in a lifetime, you have George Miller, ladies and gentlemen, which you all may know him from the Mad Max franchise and other things he's done. What was that Penguin movie he did? Happy Feet. He's done a lot of things. He was supposed to do a Justice League film, which got canceled, but George Miller is a rock star, man. He's the what would I equate George Miller to as far as his sensibilities to me? He's like the more refined, more focused, and just a better director, if I'm being honest. He's like the Michael Bay of his generation. He's well into his 70s or 80s, if I'm not mistaken, but he's just a rock star, man. And I say Michael Bay because he's an action heavy type of director. And every now and then he'll give you like a Happy Feet. I think he did Pig, if I'm not mistaken. Way back in the day, or Babe, I'm sorry. It was based on a pig, the Babe. He has a very diverse, very unique filmography, but a lot of people might know him for his action, me being one of them. And then again, those kind of independent, smaller films, family films or whatnot. But this one seems to be pretty crazy. I mean, again, from what I saw from the one trailer I saw, and I've heard some pretty interesting things about it, Idris Elba is a genie who gets unlocked. He gets his, he meets Tilda Swinton's character, who's like in this particular, she's like in a rut in her life, and she's, her friends don't like her family doesn't like her. She comes across this genie, and you know how this works. You make a wish, and all else comes about. But I think this is a film that's going to also go back to his time, how he became a genie, and his origins, which that's where the George Miller isms from what I saw from the trailer really popped. The visuals, the action. My only thing that's making me, based on the trailer, just making me a little bit kind of nervous is the past stuff looks very intriguing. The action, the visuals, the flair, like 300 type style meets Mad Max. But then when we go to the present day stuff, it looks a little lackluster. Like again, it's Tilda Swinton and her daily life and her friends and family. I hope it meshes well, is what I'm trying to get at. But George Miller, Tilda Swinton, Idris Elba, I would imagine this is something pretty special. At least I hope it's something pretty special. So that is coming out on a Wednesday. I don't know if that's the date like worldwide, because again, I know it hit some film festivals and it hit a couple other international markets. But as far as domestically speaking, it will be coming out on a Wednesday at the end of the month. Looks pretty interesting. So before we get into some streaming services and all that stuff, again, based on this film here and his other film Beast, and all the other stuff that we talked about, which film are you going to be seeing this month, and which film do you think will be the best film of the month, and which one will you be rooting for as far as going to support and check out in theaters? And also too, these are just the ones that kind of caught my eye. If there's other movies that are coming out in theaters that you all are excited about, go ahead and share those in the comments, and we'll talk about it. So let me go ahead and see what you all are talking about, see what movies coming to theaters are you buying tickets for, that you've bought tickets for, and that you all are excited for. So let me go ahead and pivot and see what's up in the chat. Again, we got 28 people watching live. Again, appreciate you all. Shout out to you on this beautiful Sunday. It's 4:00 where I'm at, so it's I appreciate you all taking the time to spend some time with me today. So if you can, do your boy a favor, give the video a thumbs up, share the video, and since we're doing it live, go ahead and continue to throw your live comments in the live chat. Let's have some fun. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what we got. So we got Kevin in the building. What's going on, Kevin? We got Buck, my boy Buck. What's going on? What's going on? Tony's talking about. All right, so we got here. I'm very excited for Bodies by Body. Look, like hella fun. Plus, I love. Yeah, it's A24, Tony. Like you said, I always expect the unexpected. So it might look like a comedy, right? Or a murder mystery, but it's probably some more. Hell, it might be some zombies involved. I mean, you never know with A24. It might have like this existential life story involved, but I'm really excited for it. So I do hope it's a good time. And A24 has given us some pretty diverse stuff this year. From this film, I didn't see that one film, Marcel, the little, like, it's like a family film, like A24 family film. I didn't see that, but I heard it was good. And then of course we got a couple A24 films that's sitting in my mind at the moment. But everywhere, everything, all at once. So they've had a really diverse year as far as cinema goes. So I'm hoping this keeps the train going. I know I won't be bored with that. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You even if you don't enjoy the film, which I don't enjoy all their films, but I always appreciate the risks they take, the storytellers they allow to tell their story, just the complexities of their story, and just the unexpectedness of their, like you said perfectly, you're never bored. Well, there are some boring ones in the bunch for me, but I always enjoyed not knowing what to expect with the film. I'll wait for your review on this one. On Body. Yeah, hopefully I can see it. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to go check out Bullet Train 2. Awesome, Dexter. What's going on to you? How you doing? Maria, that's her name. Yeah, it's also played Boris daughter. Yeah, that's where I know her from. And I think she's also in she was announced to be in Guardians 3 as the cosmic dog. Been watching Evil. I'm thoroughly confused. Everyone else hitting that, but yeah, I've heard good things about the show, so I have to check it. I don't know where it's streaming at, by the way. I think it's on Paramount Plus or something like that, or Netflix. Definitely looking for Bullet Train. Yeah, this should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it as well. Hey, just finished binging Severance, man. Shout out to Mac, man. That's top tier so far for me this year is Severance. I love that show. It's a really, really good show that I just enjoyed the hell out of. So yes, I can't wait for season 2, which I believe they're shooting season 2 either now in the coming weeks, which would probably put season 2 next year. Which, listen, expect some coverage, reviews, breakdowns, but hopefully maybe a live Lumen discussion that I want to bring to you all come next year with a group of other Lumen employees. So yeah, I'm very excited for that show. Got some people looking forward to Bullet Train, looking forward to watching Bees. Plus, oh yes, yeah, it's been he pops up in films, and he's a great actor, man. He's a really great actor. And Idris is one of he's an all time great in my eyes too. Maxine, haven't heard of Evil. Just I looked it up. So, yeah, I've heard my man Mike Coulter, I believe his name, who played Luke Cage on Netflix. I think he's in that show, and again, I've heard some good things about it. Beast looks like it's worth checking out. Yeah, like I said, it's a film. I'm surprised I didn't go to streaming, but I think Idris Elba, um, um, he's a star in my eyes. He's a great actor in my eyes. As Tony said, I think one of the best actors of our generation. But I don't know if he sells tickets. That's why I'm surprised he doesn't go to the theater. Like, I'm just thinking of his filmography. I don't think that people like us get excited, in the film community. And I don't think is Idris a household name? Let me know in the comments. Again, I have my views on him. I think he's a megastar. I think he's a great actor, but I don't know if he sells tickets. So that's why I go about the whole, like, I'm surprised he didn't go to theaters or streaming, but neither here nor there. Let's see here. I'm watching all 3 movies. Nice. Yes. Thumbs up. We got a lot of people showing some love. Oh yeah, we'll be talking about Predator or Prey. I'm sorry. Which marketing, I don't know why they always stray away from like what it falls. I know, again, we know what Prey is and seen the trailer and can put 2 and 2 together, but I don't know if the average viewer is gonna put 2 and 2 together. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Yep, got some Bullet Train. Rest in peace. Oh man, we had some, and yes, rest in peace. R.I.P. Bill Russell passed away today too, a legend in his own right. I'm a big basketball fan, if y'all don't know, and I mean, I'm a Lakers fan. I mean, that's one of the OGs from the Celtics. So I've seen, obviously, I wasn't alive when he played basketball, but I've seen my fair share of Bill Russell highlights, and 11-time NBA champion. I think he has 5 MVPs. He's one of the GOATs. So rest in peace to some fallen legends we lost today. So, yeah, man. Outlaws, is that a good show? What's going on, David? Will you do memberships for the channel? That's something I've been thinking about, Moonlight. That on YouTube and also like Patreon, but I just haven't, like, I'm weird about like people like gifting things to me. Like, I've always been someone that's just always like weirded out about, not, I don't want to say weird, but I don't know. I can't describe it, but yeah, I don't know. It's an odd concept that people will be willing to pay to watch content from me. So anyway, I'm in my head at the moment. Yeah, there's something I've been thinking about. I just got to find a way to, I want to make it worth your while. If I were to add something like that, I would want to be consistent with it, whether it's watch alongs or, Q&As or, I don't know, live commentary on shows and movies. Again, I've been thinking about it for a while, but I just haven't narrowed down, the details. But it's something that we might add to the platform, to this channel, in the foreseeable future. We'll see. I knew it's based on lights and sound, but yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to get into that. Once we get to that portion of today's discussion. Yeah. He's a GOAT, man. He's one of the GOATs. Again, he wasn't a player. I never, unfortunately, didn't get to see, like, play basketball besides highlights. But again, being a fan that I am of the sport, I mean, he is one of the greatest of all time, without a doubt. Yeah, I hope it's good, man. I really do. Memberships for watch party. Yeah, and again, it'll be, I got some stuff that I'm thinking about adding that to the platform. We'll see. But getting back into it, appreciate you guys' comments and which ones you're excited for. Looks like a lot of you all excited for all of them. I didn't see a lot of the Thousands. I didn't see a lot of people say that they're interested in this one, so we'll see what comes of that. If it's something worth maybe checking out on streaming, but hopefully I get to check it out. But let's pivot over to streaming. Netflix, which seems to be losing subscribers every blink of the eye, but they're still number 1 for the time being. But they have interesting shows, and they have shows like this, which is Sandman. Now, listen, y'all, I have not read a Sandman comic. Neil Gaiman, Gilman, I think is his name, I'm not mistaken. I know he's from, so I'm a DC fan, so I'm familiar with Vertigo, which is this falls under that umbrella of Vertigo Comics. And I know Neil's work is very, well known. He worked on this, he worked on American Gods and a couple other famous, world renowned, like, from everything I've heard from Sandman, from people I know that read Vertical Comics, this is like one of the greatest comics of all time. From people I know that are really steeped in the comic book world, Sandman comes up a lot in conversations, and Watchmen, which I've read Watchmen. That's definitely one of the greatest comics of all time. But Sandman's apparently up there. Again, I don't know much about the character. I've heard of the character, obviously, but I'm not too familiar with the lore and the mythology. I believe he's the god of death, if I'm not mistaken. I might be completely wrong on that note, but it's coming to Netflix, man. And again, I was jokingly saying that they're losing subscribers. Like, literally every day I'm seeing that their stock is down, the subscribers are down, and you know have they peaked? That's another conversation for another day. But it shows like this, man, that I think is one of those shows that looks visually stunning, has a really eclectic, very well dynamic, seasoned veteran actors involved in the project. And Neil, I believe the writer and creator of Sandman, is heavily involved in this. And from what I saw from Comic-Con, or at least some of the notes that I've read, he seems to say that this is a true adaptation of what he brought to the comic book world however long ago the Sandmans were out in comics. I think it was like 75 issues, if I'm not mistaken. But it looks good, it's sounding good. As far as like the buzz go, I don't know if a lot of people are checking for Sandman. I reached out, look, I'll tell you a little behind the scenes. I reached out to Netflix like last week, and I didn't hear anything as far as like them pushing it out for content creators like myself and others to review it, to let people know about it. So I'm hoping it's good. I don't know, man. I was hoping to get it and watch it this past weekend and have it all prepped for you all this week. But, neither here nor putting that aside, let me know in the chat. We got 29, 28 people watching live. Are y'all checking for Sandman? Are you familiar with Neil's work? Are you familiar with the character? Are you excited for it? I know it's been in like production hell for as long as I remember, man. I remember it was supposed to be a movie. Joseph Levitt Gordon was attached to it for a while. I think it was attached to AMC for a bit, and obviously it found a home on Netflix. So it's been through a lot of ringers. It's been through a lot of hands, a lot of productions, and here it comes to Netflix this Friday. So again, let me know if y'all are checking for Sandman. If you're excited for it. Again, if you're familiar with the character, I applaud Netflix for trying to bring something that, from what I heard, is one of those like hard things to make. Like Watchmen is like hard to adapt, and I thought Zack Snyder's Watchmen was fantastic, and I thought the HBO's continuation of that story, or kind of its own continuation of the comics of the sorts, did a good job of that. So but Sandman, like I said, it's been through a lot of hands. So let's see if Netflix has struck some gold with Sandman. Let me know in the comments. So that's a series that caught my eye, coming out this Friday. And then a film that I'm going to be honest with you all, I'm not overly excited for, the new Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg comedy. I literally saw the trailer yesterday and I didn't laugh one time, which again, comedy is subjective, and it's hard to cut a trailer for comedy sometimes because you're always catching the joke like in the middle, like it's out of context. Comedy is all about momentum, about going back and forth with the characters. And when you try to cut a comedy trailer, to me, it's just, at least this trailer and a lot of comedy trailers, just didn't work for me. But I like Kevin Hart. I'm not gonna lie, guys. He, I know he's repetitive. He plays a lot of the same characters. Like, you can just, if you remove the title of a poster and just see Kevin Hart, you're like, oh, that he's just playing himself in this film again. Which, to each their own, man. Some actors make a living after playing characters that people are familiar with, right? Familiarity. A lot of people like to be familiar, feel that comfort. But I like when actors sometimes kind of stretch the range. And Kevin Hart has done some dramas in the coming years and have shown, like, it was a show on Netflix, man, with Wesley Snipes, True Story, I think was the name of it, which to me is the best I've ever seen Kevin Hart. He was Kevin Hart. He was literally playing Kevin Hart. Like, he didn't go by Kevin Hart, but it was essentially like his life, right? And he was great in that show. So he's a good actor. I'll give Kevin Hart that. And I've seen him in person. Like, I went to one of his shows. He's funny to me too. So, but the trailer, it was just, and Mark Wahlberg is another actor that plays the same character in a lot of stuff I've seen him in. Essentially, if you all haven't seen the trailer for this, which I'll be honest, you're not missing much because the trailer is pretty generic. But he is a father with a strict regiment. Like he has his wife, who is played by Regina King, or Regina Hall. I'm sorry, Regina Hall, and he's like very uptight parent. Speaking of Kevin Hart, and his wife is like, you know what, honey, you and Mark Wahlberg. I can't think of his characters. I don't know any of these characters. I feel like one of them name was like Stewie and Dan. I don't know, very generic names. But Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg used to be boys when they grew up, and Kevin Hart grew up. He's an adult now. He's a parent. He's a dad. He works full time, or maybe he's a stay-at-home dad or whatever. But he wants to leave that kiddish lifestyle away, where Mark Wahlberg, he's just become like this. He's still a kid, right? And he's like a nudist and all this stuff. So Regina Hall takes the kids and say, have a dad weekend, and Mark Wahlberg gets like thrown into the mix, and he's trying to have him hang out with nudists and skydive and whatever this big ass turtle is. I don't know what's going on there. So as you can see by this excitement level, I'm not really checking for this film. I might throw it on, if it pops up on my list, but I'm not like reaching out to Netflix, say, hey, can I get a screener to check it out? I'm not really that excited for it. I'm just keeping it real with you all. But doesn't mean I don't, support Kevin Hart or Mark Wahlberg. I'm just not really looking and checking for this film. But hey, I might be wrong. This might be the comedy of the year. We'll see. But let me know. Those are the two, and of course, we know Netflix has a billion things coming out next month. But those are like the two big things that I think will catch a lot of people's attention, or it might be, trending on their site or whatever. So that's two of like 1,000 products coming out in August. But let me know if you all are checking for that series, Sandman, and if you all are checking for the new Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg new comedy, which, by the way, the director of I Love You, Man, and Along Came Polly, those are some good comedies. So we'll see. We'll see. I might be wrong on this one. So before we pivot over to the next streaming service, let me catch up with you all's chats and see if you're excited for Sandman, if you're excited for the new Kevin Hart film, if you're looking forward to anything else coming to Netflix this month. Yeah. I hope it's something cool. Looking forward to Sandman. Okay, Dexter. Are you interested in Paper Girls on Amazon? I watched half of its combo. Yeah, I had the opportunity to watch it. It just kind of slept. It went under the cracks. So I had the screeners like a month ago. I didn't get around to it. But is it good? Moon, let me know if did you say if it was good or not? You just said you've been watching about half of it. So it's all the first season's all available on Amazon. So let me know if it's good. Let me know. Never heard of him. Sandman, yeah. Sandman's like I said, I'm not familiar with the character from the comics as far as reading the comics, but I've heard of the man. I've heard of the character, and I've heard, I know it's like literally from everyone I know that like really reads comics, is like considered one of the greatest comic books ever, which is, pretty cool. Sandman is a god of dreams. What did I say? Death. Yeah, I knew he was. Yeah, I knew that. I don't know why I said that. Other name is yeah. So the little bit of knowledge I know about Sandman, I know that he was yes. So, but shout out to you, Dexter, for the correction there. I'll try. What's going on, Raheem? I'll try to give all comic shows a bit of a try. Yeah, that's my thing. 3 episodes, and if it don't catch my attention, your boy's out of there. But again, I'll reach out to Netflix again to see if they can hit your boy up with a screener, and if I get the opportunity to watch it early, we'll see what we can do there. It's probably like Naomi on HBO Max. Was that the Naomi? Was that Ava DuVernay's show? I thought that was on CW. Or maybe it was on CW. Now it's on HBO Max. Gotcha. Yeah, it kind of came and went too. I don't even know. I'm glad you liked it. I didn't really hear too much about it, to be honest with you. Promote? Yes, that's what I'm saying, man. I didn't see a trailer to comedy. I saw a trailer a couple months ago. Prior to Comic-Con, they had like a little teaser trailer or whatever, right? But yeah, that's the thing about Netflix, man. They don't really be advertising anything. I mean, of course, Stranger Things. When that's coming out, they advertise the hell out of that. I mean, billboards, trailers, teasers. It was everywhere. But I don't know, man. Netflix be lacking on the getting excitement, in my opinion. True. So yeah, it was a good series, Moon, right? I thought that Kevin was great. I thought Wesley was great. I was so intrigued by the mystery. And then, all this stuff that shook out. It was a really good series. If you guys haven't seen Netflix's True Story with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes, it was really good. He was good in that too. Bryan Cranston. It was a remake of a French film, I believe. But yeah, I remember seeing that. It tugged at their heartstrings. I think Nicole Kidman was in it. So yeah, Kevin Hart he can do some things. He ain't all about the comedy sometimes. He's a solid actor. I always say comedians, man, they can get to those deep levels, those more emotional beats, because While they make us laugh, they're crying inside. Right? They got to make us laugh because all this stuff, especially again, I've seen a lot of his stand up shows, and I've seen a lot of the specials, and he's had a pretty interesting upbringing. So yeah, again, I like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was also great. I wouldn't say he was great. He was good in Fatherhood. That was a good one, Tony. That's a good shout out to Fatherhood was a really solid film. Um, it was a little bit generic at points, but he had some good moments, and his chemistry with that young lady was really good. And I got emotional at points, especially when his wife died. And yeah, that was and that's not a spoiler. That's like literally the point of the film is him raising his daughter, a single father. So that's a good one. Let's not sleep on when. Listen, shout out to Peter Griffin. Actually, I was going to do my Peter Griffin impression. I haven't done it in a while, so I didn't want to embarrass myself. When is 1899 coming out? So shout out to you, Peter Griffin. I can't even do it. That was more like that was terrible. When does that come out? No release date yet, but for you all that do not know what Mr. Peter Griffin is referring to is a Netflix series. Oh no, when does it come out? It's no release date yet. Anyway, okay, autumn or winter of 2022. If you all know me, there's a show, the greatest show of all time. I mentioned it on some streams before. I've covered the show on this channel, all 3 seasons of that matter. There's a show called Dark on Netflix. The greatest show I've ever seen. I have no hesitation in saying that. It is, if you know me, I love sci-fi. It's sci-fi to the umpteenth degree. If you know me, it's time travel. It is the best time travel story I've ever seen. I don't even want to tell y'all it's about it. It's in German. So if you're not like I don't like subtitles, then it might not be for you because it's all in German. Of course, you can make it, you can turn the subtitles on and switch the language. To me, that experience isn't great. But it is the greatest show of all time. And the reason I bring Dark up is because those are the same creators of 1899, which I saw the trailer for that. And it looks to be just as crazy and integral and detailed as Dark. So yes, shout out to Peter Griffin with the 1899, which hopefully is coming out later this year. So I'm excited for that. As you all can see, I love me some Dark. Not a fan of Ava DuVernay in fantasy. Yeah, she's when she does When They See Us and her documentaries I've seen and the drama she's done, the Martin Luther King story movie, she's great at that. But yeah, when it comes to fantasy and sci-fi and big budget stuff, what was that movie she did for Disney, which was, oh my gosh, it was so bad. I can't remember the name of it, but that was, yeah. And then she was going to do New Gods, and that didn't work out. So I love Ava. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, Mara, fantasy and Ava just don't go well. Paper Girls has a lot of nostalgia as it is a time travel. Oh, time travel. Okay. Of our lifetime. I won't spoil it. Okay. Nostalgia and time travel. That gets me excited. New season of Kevin Can what is, I don't even know what AMC. I haven't watched an AMC show in forever, David. But you got good taste, man, so I trust you. It's a Wesley Snipes birthday. 60. Wow. What is your favorite? Oh man. Damn. Favorite Wesley Snipes movie. Man, he got so many great ones. Damn, I'm gonna be that generic dude and say Blade. I'm gonna go with Blade, man. Blade 1 and 2. I don't know. I'll throw both of them in the mix. Yeah, I'll go with Blade 2. He's a great actor, man. I'm glad that he's kind of getting back in the limelight. November 24th. Got some time. Okay, November. Awesome, Peter. Can't wait. What's up? Welcome. Oh my gosh, that film was so bad. So bad. So bad. But thank you for the dropping the name of the film that I did not enjoy. I had kids. I took it was so bad. Why was it bad? I don't even, why was it so bad? Like Ava, like why did she allow that to happen? Anyway, every now and then you get a stinker. But those are our movies and shows coming to Netflix. Again, Sandman and Me Time. Again, we got 42 people watching live. Thumbs up, share, continue the live conversations in the live chat. And again, if you watch the replay, leave your thoughts in the comments and shout out to the replay gang. So we talk movies coming to theaters. We talk Netflix. Let's pivot over to Apple TV Plus. Like I mentioned, your boy's an Apple TV Plus fan. They are quantity or quality over quantity, but it's been a minute. I haven't seen I'm trying to think. What was the last Apple show I watched? damn it, it's getting to me. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. But it's been a while. But I used to cover it like all the shows. I used to cover so much Apple TV Plus stuff. It was crazy. Um, I love Apple TV Plus, but it's been a while since I've seen one of those shows. But anyway, one of the shows that I did watch very, very early on, it was one of their first flagship shows that came out in 2018 in November, and that is C. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all are missing out on a good show. I know a lot of people don't watch this show, unfortunately. I don't know if they're just not Jason Momoa fans, if people haven't gravitated towards Apple TV Plus, or if they haven't, they just haven't watched it. Okay, I'm stalling this whole time. I was trying to see what was the last thing I covered on Apple TV, and it looks like it was Severance. Severance and Servant were the last two shows, and that was 3 months ago. So I've been slacking. Apple. My apologies. But anyway, I won't be slacking come August 26th because C, final season, final chapter, Jason Momoa, Baba Voss is back, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, the basic premise of this show is this. It takes place in the future, dystopian times. The world has lost its sight. And they give you reasons why. But essentially, we revert back to kind of like caveman times because we lose our sight. But now other things are enhanced, scent, smell, your surroundings, all that stuff. And there's different fractions and groups. And Baba Voss, Jason Momoa's character, is a part of a particular group. He has a wife who's also, everyone's blind. But then his wife has two babies that are gifted with sight. That's season 1. He's trying to protect his family because there's this queen who happens to be a very big character related to some other big characters of the show. She wants to end this because if the people believe in sight, my whole reign of being this blind queen is going to no longer be the thing because people are going to gravitate towards the people that can see. They're going to be powerful again, and the world's going to change, and they can have kids and all this stuff there. So that's season 1, the queen trying to kill the kids or whatever. I won't spoil what happens there. But season 2, we have a bit of within season 1, there's a huge flash forward. Like those babies become kids and all that stuff. And then season 2 deals with Baba Voss, and he has a brother played by Dave Bautista, and he's trying to find his brother because Jason Momoa did something to their dad when they were kids, and he has his reasons. And listen, man, it's I hate to compare it to this, but it's the only show that really kind of comes to mind. It's not to the levels of Game of Thrones, but it has some Game of Thrones isms, which is there's politics, there's kings, there's queens, there's no supernatural, no dragons and stuff like that, or witches or anything of that nature. But the one thing I think people sleep on the show about is action packed, bro. Like it has some of the best action on TV I've seen in a long time. Like Baba Voss, keeps saying his name. Like if you guys, I hope you all are watching it, but if you're not, this is Baba Voss. Jason Momoa is the main character. It's uber violent, like Tarantino blood splattering, heads chopped off, Kill Bill style, like type of fights. It's like hand-to-hand combat, like really good action. And season 2 to me elevated itself from a story perspective. Because again, I go back to Game of Thrones. There's political stuff, there's backstabbing, there's betrayals, there's let me do this for you, you scratch my back, I scratch. It's a really great show, guys. Like I'm not like overhyping the show. It's a really, really good show. And it's coming to an end, unfortunately, which doesn't come. I'm surprised it made it to 3 seasons because, again, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people watch it. So I'm surprised it got 3 seasons, not due to the quality, just due to the lack of, buzz around the show. And I've covered both seasons, every episode, and I will be doing it again. They don't get the most views, but I don't care because the people that do watch the show, we have a great time talking about it. So listen, y'all got 3.5 weeks to watch it if y'all want to. It's a great show, man. I'm really mean it, guys. It's a really great show. It's coming to an end. The way things end in season 2 really opens the door for a very interesting season 3, final season. I do expect some sad moments, characters maybe meeting their end, and so on and so forth. But listen, if I haven't sold you on it yet, I don't know what else I can do. And Apple isn't paying me to talk about the show. But it's a really great show, man. And I'm really excited to wrap it up come August 26th. So let me know before we pivot over to some other streaming services if you all are watching C, if you've heard of C, if you want to see C. Did I sell you on it? Do you have Apple TV Plus? It's only $4.99. Again, I'm not sponsored by Apple. Maybe one day, but it's a service I think everyone should have because it's only $5 and they have some of the best shows on TV. Severance, C, Servant, I didn't finish season 2 of Morning Show, but the first season was great. Defending Jacob with Chris Evans. They got some good movies on there. Man, I'm telling y'all, bro. If y'all listen, if y'all don't have Apple TV Plus, try it out. I think you'll like it. They got some really great programming on there. So, let me see what y'all talking about with C. Is anyone in here? Am I alone with talking about C? Max says, yeah, listen, Dark is amazing. The twist, not going to spoil it for people, is one of the best shows. It's one of the best shows. It is the best show I've ever seen. I'm not lying. I love Dark. Wrinkle in Time. Yeah, we talked about that. It's so funny. Artemis Fowl. Yeah, they got some stinkers. Was the yeah, that was the last. Yeah, that was the last one. Season 2 should be about done now. I think they're either filming season 2 if we're talking about Severance, or they should be wrapping up. Apple, yeah, that was. I saw the first 3 episodes after party. They got a season 2 for that. Can't wait for C. Okay, Mac, we got a C fan in here. Let's see. Moon. I didn't watch C because I thought it would upset me. Why would it upset you? I'm trying to think, why would it be upsetting? Let me know if you mind sharing. Moon, I'm very intrigued. It's not like a I don't know what would be upsetting, but to each your own. Just let me know if you care to share Moonlight. I think it's a really good show. As much as Baba and hated each other, you can tell they still. Yeah, man. It's if you guys, Peter's talking about Baba Voss, Jason Momoa's character, and Ito was his brother, played by Dave Bautista. Yeah, they were at it all season 2, but there were reasons why they were at it, but it was also reasons to know that they still had brotherly love for each other. And it was a great story. It was great characters, Baba Voss and Ito. I've stacked on, yeah, Apple TV Plus is where it's at. I'm telling y'all. I guess I got to invest. Kevin, man, yeah, look, bro. You know me. We share a similar taste, man. I'm telling you, if you're into action, like I said, I don't want to, like I said, Game of Thrones, but don't go in looking for Game of Thrones. It just has some Game of Thrones isms in regards to some of the story plots and the characters and the family dynamic. But it's its own show in its own right too. It's not Game of Thrones. I want to repeat that. I don't want people to be like, bro, I watch it. You talk about, I want to go there. It has some comparisons in some sense, but it's a good show, man. It's a good show. That's all I'll say. Can make it's all about family. I like that, Mac. Good one. I still been service season day job. Yeah, serving. That's another show I can't wait to come back. And I think they're on their final season 4, coming out next year, beginning of next year. It's another good show I really enjoy. M. Night Shyamalan. I love this show. Yeah. See, we got people showing some love. Yep, I had to see. Nice. Did anyone watch? I did. And I watched the first 3 episodes, 3 or 4 episodes, and it was okay. Paul Rudd was good. Something we've really never seen him play, which is a straight up, he was an ass from what I saw. He was a schemer. He was a scammer. Will Ferrell was playing a little bit more subdued, a little bit more, grounded, wasn't over the top. And Catherine Hahn is in it too as his sister. So a really good cast. And from I don't know why I didn't go back. It didn't really hook me. It was like, oh, this is good, but it didn't like keep me intrigued to know what's going to happen. It was pretty much like you can tell how it's going to end. And I think it was based on a true story. But yeah, it just didn't like fully grasp my attention. They do. Yes. Thank you, Chocolate, for letting people know the action is like top. Like I'm not BSing y'all. It's like John Wick, Kill Bill type of uber violence. But like there's no like guns in the show, but there's like arrows and swords and machete. Like it gets violent. Like people's head, like Baba Voss. I can't remember what season it was. He put a sword in someone's like mouth and like wrapped it all. I'm telling y'all. I guess if going back to Moonlight when she said it was upsetting, like if uber violence upsets you, like makes you uncomfortable, which to each their own for sure. But if you all like uber violence and like it's not like over the top, roll your eyes, like come on, but it's like it's pretty violent and great action. Haven't seen C, but I've been interested. It still looks really good. Just having an Apple TV. Hey, I'm telling you, hit flicks, check it out, bro. $4.99. We'll get in there. We'll get there. The idea that people losing their sense of sight, but the way you described it. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's and the thing, and to that point, Moonlight, because I cover the show. I read news reports and articles and behind the scenes. This show C has a lot of people within the blind community that's a part of the show. So the authenticity of the show is another thing that I didn't really talk about because it is very important to the show. But there are people again that are in the blind community that are stuntmen and women that brings a level of authenticity to the show. So it's not just like, again, they're not like pretend like you really believe these people are blind. And there are actors and actresses in the show that are blind that add again to the authenticity of the show. So it's a really good show. The guy that does it is a couple creators. I believe one of them worked on the Hunger Games and a couple other projects. But it's a really good show, Moonlight. Again, I hope I'm not overselling it, but I really recommend it. If you like action, see, it's worth checking. Yeah, the action alone is great, but it's a really good story too. So with all that being said, let's move on. We talked movies, we talked Netflix, we talked Apple. Let's talk a competitor of both of those, which is Disney Plus. And there's some pretty big stuff coming to Disney Plus this month. Starting off with not necessarily a new release, but just to let you all know, because a lot of people you all didn't apparently watch this movie, which is it's a great movie. Coming August 3rd. This Wednesday is Lightyear, man. Chris Evans, Kiki Palmer, Taika Waititi, and that cat there. Oh my gosh, that cat stole my heart, man. It's a good film, y'all. If y'all didn't get a chance to see Lightyear in theaters, it will be coming to Disney Plus on Wednesday. So check it out with your family and friends. Check it out, at the convenience of your own time. I think it's underrated, man. People slept on this film, and I think a lot of it came to we talked about marketing earlier with Netflix, right? And their lack of marketing, which we know Disney doesn't lack marketing, but I think the marketing was I don't know what Thor, my dog is like sneezing for some reason. You all right, buddy? Um, I think people were confused. Like, what is this? Is this part of the Toy Story world? Is what is this based on? So I think it was some confusion there. But I think it was a really cool sci-fi film that had it was really heavily involved in sci-fi, science fiction, outer space stories. So I reviewed it, talked about it on the channel. And if you guys missed it, check it out on Disney Plus this Friday, or Wednesday. But another kid-friendly show that I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too overly excited for. I might give an episode a watch, but I Am Groot is coming to Disney Plus on August 10th. I believe it is not canon. It takes place between when he was, I think it takes place before Endgame, between Guardians 2 in Infinity War when he was becoming a teenager, I think, the teen group. But I've heard good things about it, man. Everyone the critics that have seen it, I think they gave the critics they're short episodes, they're probably like 20-minute episodes, if that. I think they're like 7 episodes long. I might be completely wrong on everything I just said, but I've heard it was good. I'm not checking for it. I'll be honest. I'll watch it probably months from now and see what it's all about because it's not canon. It just has nothing to do with like the Guardians next film and this Christmas special. It's just a little special for the kids and for adults too. Well, to be honest, I love Groot too. I am Groot. We're all Groot, but I'm not checking for it. I'll be honest. Don't expect reviews for that show from me. But let me know if you're all excited for I Am Groot coming to Disney Plus on August 10th. But a show that I wouldn't say I'm excited for, but it has my intrigue. And that is She-Hulk coming out August 17th. She-Hulk, Attorney of Law. Now, to be fair, as far as my lack of interest, it really kind of stems from her cousin and how they've handled her cousin. And I'm referring to the Hulk. And I say that to say, if they can't do the Hulk right, I don't know what gives me hope that they're going to do She-Hulk right. Give me a second, guys. Thor is wilding out. Give me 2 seconds and we'll talk about She-Hulk. Let me leave this image on screen. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Let me know. Give me a one in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Let's get back to talking about She-Hulk. So I talked about my lack of excitement. It's like they've completely nuked and just destroyed the Hulk. Bruce Banner, Professor Banner, whatever you want to call him, he's trash. And I'm glad he got demoted to Disney Plus. Like he needs. I jokingly said it when we were covering Marvel last week that he went to for my sports fans. They put him in the developmental league. Like the Hulk, we're gonna retire you from the MCU as far as the big blockbuster films. He popped up in She-Hulk or Shang-Chi. I'm just not a Hulk fan. So, like I said, my lack of excitement comes from the lack of what they've done with their, key Avengers, key comic book character, the Hulk. Maybe, just maybe, they realize their flaws in the Hulk and they're gonna make She-Hulk 10 times better. Like, oh, we kind of messed up with that. We kind of messed up with this. Let's give She-Hulk the proper adaptation that character deserves. Play, Jennifer Walters, who is the cousin of Bruce Banner, who in the comics, and of course, we all know the big thing, the CGI from the first few trailers have been terrible to me. And hopefully by August 17th, they're a lot cleaner. But Tatiana Maslany, she's a great actress. I really enjoy her. So I don't think she would attach herself to a project that isn't worth her time. Jennifer Walters is a lawyer by day, and she comes across in the comics. She has a blood transfusion from Bruce Banner, but in this one, it seems like she gets into a car accident and she absorbs his blood, which is a little weird to me. That's like how easy someone can become a Hulk. It's like you just rub their blood on you and you can become. That seems a little goofy. So I hope there's more explanation behind that. But as far as things to get excited about, there is a featurette that Disney Plus dropped, I think last week before Comic-Con. That's the best marketing I've seen for She-Hulk. It wasn't even a trailer. It was behind the scenes. I'll say the only thing I liked about the trailers, it was the most recent one at Comic-Con when they showed Daredevil. That was the only highlight for me. The comedy hasn't worked. The visuals haven't worked. It's just not working for me. But that behind the scenes featurette with the writers, the showrunners, Tatiana, the actors involved, Wong involved, and him talking about it, it really got me more interested and intrigued with the series. And I'm hoping that it does offer something new, unique. It's 9 episodes, which is very unique because we only know there's only been 2 other shows from Disney Plus that's had 9 episodes, What If and WandaVision. So I love that we get to spend more time in Jennifer's world. Come across Matt Murdock and Wong and all the different things, because in Abominations in the show, we saw him in Shang-Chi, like him and Wong are working together. Who is Wong building his own Avengers team as the Sorcerer Supreme? So all that stuff, the MCU-isms is really getting me excited. Like, how does Jennifer Walters and this whole lawyer program representing heroes and what that leads to? Again, the Sokovia Accords, damage control. Now we have this attorney division. So it's just like, it's more and more evidence that people are fearing heroes, right? The first decade of Marvel, people love heroes. Oh, it's Iron Man. Oh, it's the Hulk. Oh, it's Black Widow. Like, people love their heroes. But as Endgame and Infinity War come along and Civil War, people are now starting to hate heroes, right? Which to me is great, because once we integrate the X-Men, the whole thing of X-Men is people don't like X-Men. They're minorities. They're excluded. They're shunned upon. So now that the Marvel's starting to make the world look at humans or not humans, but the world's looking at superheroes differently, opens the door for the X-Men to be in this world. Because again, the whole thing about X-Men is, again, they're shunned, they're hated against, they're minorities. So I like that the Marvel is now trying to start to switch the narrative of how people view heroes in the 616 universe. So very, very intrigued to see. There's a supernatural element involved to the show, again, with Wong being involved, and there's like those creatures look very similar to Shang-Chi. I don't know if some Shang-Chi 10 rings involved in the show, but putting all that aside, I hope at the end of the day, this character gets the justice she deserves. Like, I hope that it is a character-focused She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters. Who is she about? What is she about? What drives her? What motivates her? What gets her up at night? What keeps her up at night? What gets her up in the morning? Is she the next Avenger, candidate? All that stuff is what I'm looking forward to. And then all that other stuff I'd mentioned, the MCU-isms, I hope that is just a cherry on top. Daredevil, a cherry on top, and, all that stuff. So one can be hopeful. So let me know in the chat, Are y'all psyched for so? And I will let you all know. Hopefully, Chris and Amanda, we teamed up to cover all the shows this past year. Minus Miss Marvel was kind of a scheduling issue. We covered 2 episodes, the finale and episode 4. But hopefully, I can get the team back together, the crew back together to review this for you all weekly. If not, I'll still try to bring weekly discussions to you all for She-Hulk, because I'm hoping for the best. I always hope for the best with Marvel, and I hope this is a fantastic show. So it's a comedy. It's Ally McBeal vibe. So I'm hopeful. Let me know in the chat, guys, and I'll see what you guys are talking about. But before we get to She-Hulk, let's talk about Andor. Again, I mentioned this is a big month for Disney, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, coming out August 31st. I don't like this strategy of releasing 2 big IPs in the same month. Now, of course, there's other people that think differently, like, oh, Star Wars, Marvel at once, give it to me. Look, and listen, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Andor are 2 different beasts. I'm not saying that and I hope Andor is fantastic. I hope it's better than Obi-Wan, for being honest, but I don't think it's going to take as much attention away from She-Hulk as Obi-Wan did for Miss Marvel. But I still don't think it's a good idea to have 2 big projects like a Marvel project and a Star Wars project on the same day. You can have them in the same week, but the same day, it just seems silly to me. But neither here nor there. Andor's coming out this month, y'all. Cassian Andor, we all know him, or if you don't know him, he was in Jesus, what was the name of that film? Which I actually like too, which is blowing my mind. I can't remember the name of it right now. Jesus, what was the name of that damn movie? Andor. The movie that came out in 2016. Y'all know, and I know y'all in the chat right now, like, bro, come on, get it. I'm looking it up. It's oh my gosh. Rogue One. How can I forget? Rogue One. He comes from Rogue One. So if you've seen the film, you know how things end for the character. If you haven't, check it out. It's a really good Star Wars. It's probably one of the best Star Wars films. It's top 3. I'll have to. That's maybe a video. Top Star Wars Disney projects since the acquisition. But to me, it's up there. It's up there as far as the best of the best for me. The direction, the seriousness, the grittiness of it. Star Wars, we get war, and this rural world of Star Wars. So neither here nor there. He comes from that whole world, and this series is taking place, I believe, 5 years prior to Rogue One. And I believe each episode of season 1 or every 3rd episode is like a year ahead of time, if I'm not mistaken. And then like season 2 is like it jumps. It's a very interesting concept. Again, every 3 episodes in season 1, we're going to jump ahead like a year or something like that. So that's going to be, I don't know, is that going to be jarring? Is it going to be too much off-screen development? We'll see how it works out, but it looks great. It looks fantastic. Spy. The thing I liked about Rogue One is showed that the rebellion, they did some shady, dirty, well, not shady, but they did some dirty stuff to rebel, to go against the Empire, right? So it kind of shows you that spy espionage side of Star Wars, which you really haven't dove into, or at least I haven't. I don't watch Clone Wars or Rebels and stuff like that. But I'm really excited to dive deep into this stuff, man, and see what Andor is about and see these missions he's been on. Who does he know? Is the Emperor going to be involved? Because he would have been around during this timeline. Again, I'm a big live action Star Wars fan, so I'm just very curious to see how it plays out. And I believe the writers behind this worked on shows like American, which was on FX, which was a spy espionage show. So I'm really, really hopeful for this show, and I'm looking forward to it. So let me know in the chat, man, if y'all looking forward to Andor coming to Disney Plus on August 31st. I'm hopeful, y'all. So let me see what y'all talking about. Cut it out, buddy. Let me see what y'all are talking about in the chat. Andor. And again, I appreciate y'all. We got 44 people watching live. Thumbs up if you haven't already. Share. Continue the conversation in the comments. Peter Griffin was trending number 3 in my app. Okay. I'll definitely watch Lightyear when it's streaming. Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably waiting for it because, again, Disney conditioned people from that, the last 2 years of the pandemic of things were on Disney Plus, A couple of them came out in theaters, but Soul, I think Ryan and the Last Dragon, Red, and a lot of those Disney shows or say movies went to Disney Plus. I think a lot of people were conditioned to they just assumed that it was going to be there. So we'll see. Yeah, it looks cute, but I'm not watching it. I don't know why. Okay, let me know if it's worth. Like I said, I'll probably watch it when it's done. The newer She-Hulk trailer looks much better. Yeah, the trailers are okay, but that behind the scenes look good. That featurette was great. That sold me on being more intrigued than I ever was. For people complaining about CGI doesn't make a TV show or movie any worse. Better just saying, I agree with some of that, but I also disagree because visually, if someone looks terrible, that's distracting to me. Like if there's a bad visual effects, and keep in mind, she's the main character, and 50% of the show, if half of the show, she's going to be a CGI character, it needs to look good. If it doesn't, it's distracting. If I'm being honest with you, especially knowing that it comes from such a Disney, like we can, and I know the behind the scenes stuff with the visual effects teams and people getting treated differently or getting mistreated as far as work and overload. I get all that, but I totally agree with you. A story can drive a show. It should be the main focus is the story, the characters, and all that stuff. But if it looks bad, that's not a good look. As far as like for me, it all encompasses a good show, the visuals, the story, all this stuff. But I need it to look clean, But I understand what you're saying, though. I know where you're coming from. Yeah, dogs are lovely. He's he just ate. He has mood swings, man. This guy is 9 years old. Thor, he's over there chilling now, but he's just like a firecracker sometimes. Daredevil's showing She-Devil hopefully a few episodes because, I hope it doesn't overshadow it. I'm excited to see Matt Murdock and all that stuff, but I hope he doesn't overshadow the show. And anything, I hope it makes it more excited for him and his 18 episode series. But nonetheless, I am excited to see, and it makes sense. He's a lawyer, she's a lawyer, so it makes sense. Cool. Thank you. Let's see. He's probably a scroll. Interesting. I like where you're going there. I like this because Secret Invasion is the next big show next spring. Yeah, it was better. Like I said, the thing that didn't sell me, but the thing that made me like, I'm liking what they're saying was that featurette. If you guys haven't seen that featurette, that's a piece of marketing they put out for the show so far. Yeah, don't even get me started on the Hulk. Like, I hope by the end of her show they kill him off. I hope that's the last of the Hulk. I am not excited for him moving forward. I haven't been in a while. You excited for it? Awesome. Yeah, Professor Hulk is trash, man. Yeah, they need to bring Savage Hulk back in the fourth wall. Yeah, before Deadpool did. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see, and that's going to be like a little tease of someone breaking the fourth wall with her character, and she did that before Deadpool, so I'm really excited to see that. Man, they have completely mishandled him. I'm going to check out Tatiana Maslany. She's great. She's hashtag give me. Yeah, man. I think we all. I don't know do I know someone that likes Professor Hulk? I don't know. I don't know if I know anyone that likes this interpretation of Hulk. Maybe like, and when I say people, I'm referring to people that's in this fandom that we are in. Maybe the average viewer likes this different version of the Hulk. I don't know, but I just hope that Disney ends it. By the end of the show, he's something's happened where he's reverted back to, Hulk smash and maybe the multiverse and all that stuff. I don't know, man. But yeah, bring me back. Hashtag give me World Breaker Hulk. I'm here for it. Elliot can dunk on Shaq. I've seen it myself. Kobe, give me the ball, Kobe. I'm a Shaq fan. I haven't dunked on him, haven't met him, but we'll love to one day. I think we appreciate giving the content to us because they didn't have. Just think we should be. No, for sure, man. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to like one of those entitled like this needs to be. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying as far as, and again, speaking of the content, maybe less is better, right? And when you're rushing projects, sometimes you get some things like bad visual effects. So I'm hopeful. Best version we got of Hulk was Incredible Hulk. Yeah, that's the most savage Hulk. That Hulk or Edward Norton Hulk would body this Hulk, like no question. The most savage version of Bruce Banner from a great actor. Don't get me wrong, Mark Ruffalo, but the savage nature was probably Avengers. Age of Ultron, he went down a notch, and then Thor Ragnarok, he was kind of in the middle, trying to take on Surtur and all that stuff. Thor got put those hands on him, and then ever since then, and then of course, And I love the Russo brothers. I'm a big fan of the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers ruined the Hulk. Ever since they allowed, well, not allowed, because Thanos, he can go toe to toe with the Hulk in the comics. But ever since the MCU Thanos put those hands on the Hulk, he ain't been the same since. We all know that. So let's see here. Yeah, thank y'all. Rogue One. Yeah. I was slipping there. All right. So last we talked about Disney Plus, and some of y'all. I don't know. Did anyone mention Andor? Are y'all excited for Andor? We talked about She-Hulk, but are we looking? We got some Andor fans in here, but after the Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi series, just a weird. That's where I'm at, Tony. That's so well said. I mean, back-to-back shows, and I didn't even finish Obi-Wan. I didn't finish the last 2 episodes. That's how uninterested I was in that show. I watched all of Boba Fett. Oh my gosh, that show was trash. I don't even know why it was called Boba Fett, because it should have been called Mandalorian. The Mandalorian featuring Boba Fett, because his episodes were the best parts of that show. But yeah, Obi-Wan was just lacking. I love Deborah Chow, especially the episode she did in the Mandalorian, but Obi-Wan was just lacking for me. So much so that I even finished it. I'm gonna finish it eventually. Because I like to complete things, but it just didn't, it didn't get there. But I'm hoping Andor, and out of all the shows, this seems to be the most like focused show. Like they have a plan, they know where they're going, they have a team of writers and directors that seem to all be on the same page. So I'm hoping that this one, and nothing against Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, because they have revived Star Wars, if you ask me. But I'm glad, from all I know, I don't think they're a part of Andor, which I think is good, because I think that they're just doing a lot. They got a lot on their hands and a lot of projects, which I think kind of shows now. So I'm glad that they've allowed Tony Gilroy and his team to do Andor for these 2 to 3 seasons. I think it's 2 seasons. It's 2 seasons for sure, but I think there was rumor that there's a 3rd season of Andor in the works. But neither here nor there. I'm excited for Andor, but are you excited for it? Let me know in the comments. Shout out to B again. He's prepping his show that's going to be coming in about an hour and a half or so. His live stream. Facts, man. If the Mandalorian wasn't in Boba Fett, that would have been the. I'm trying to. It was for a while there. I was watching Boba Fett, and this is some of the worst Star Wars I've ever seen. It was so bad, and I like the people involved, but it just wasn't for me, man. It was not for me. Anyway, moving on. What are we wrapping up with? Oh, Mara, you here? You here? Dun, 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 dun. Like this is big, man. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. House of the Dragon. Now I know it's coming out August 21st for all those that are watching live, and serve your calendar. Sundays, GOT days. They're back. This is big. This is a big show. It's everything. I'm saying everything I've seen from the show has gotten me more and more and more excited. Especially speaking about featurettes. That featurette that they did for Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon a couple weeks ago or last week. Fantastic. The latest trailer, fantastic. I understand season 8, season 7 wasn't terrible. I actually like season 7, the build up. Season 8 wasn't that great. I don't hate it as much as people do out there. I know there's people that literally are like, I'm never watching anything with Game of Thrones again after what they did to season 8 and the characters and all that stuff. But like I said, I didn't hate it as much as other people did. Putting that aside, this takes place and again, I haven't read the books. I believe this is based upon the Fire and Ice stories by George R.R. Martin, who's involved in this show, which is great. But I from what I gathered, I think it's 300 years prior to our Game of Thrones narrative that we got for 8 seasons, and this is the reign of the Targaryens. This is when they were running shit. This is when Westeros was Targaryen land, and more importantly, this is where dragons ran the country, man, ran the world, and apparently there's like 17, 19 dragons in this show, and the production value, which the trailers have really highlighted how big this show's going to be. Miguel Chakovich, I can't pronounce his last name or remember his last name, but Miguel's been part of some of the best Game of Thrones episodes. He's like the head honcho behind the show. Everything's looking good. Everything's sounding good. This cast looks great. We got Targaryen family drama, which is one of the best parts of Game of Thrones, is the family narrative and the politics and who's going to be on the Iron Throne, but also dragons. and we have, queens of dragons, king of dragons, people riding their dragons. And again, the Targaryens, this is when they were them dudes, right? So I'm hoping to love these characters. Olivia Wilde, big fan of hers, and a lot of these familiar faces. Matt Smith, really good actors, man, great actors. For being honest with you all, so I'm hopeful, man. I reached out to my HBO plug, my contact with HBO. They said, we're not giving out screeners quite yet, but we'll keep you in the loop. I'm very hopeful that I'll be able to get those screeners and do as I do with all my HBO shows, give you guys weekly breakdowns. I'm going to reach out to some Game of Thrones fans that I know that read the books that can really, put us on some game, because I want to really cover this show. This is the first time I covered season 8 back on my channel, which is a little tiny channel. But now I want to bring some like live discussions to Game of Thrones. So I'm hoping to put like a panel together every week, every Sunday after the show, have like a Game of Thrones after show, cover the show, do a bunch of Game of Thrones coverage, because your boy's hyped. Very excited for the show, very hopeful for the show. I know that some of the more, big names, the publicists and press members have seen episode 1, and I've heard some really good things about it. So dun, 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 dun. Like, I'm very hopeful. By the way, I can't wait to hear that theme. Like, listen, we know that Game of Thrones theme is like top themes, like top 3, top 5 of all time. So I'm very intrigued to see the theme, the characters, the narrative, the story, the dragons, the wars, everything. I'm here for it. I think that was like the only big thing, for HBO. So before we move over to our last few streaming services, and we'll wrap it up here in a bit, let me see how people feel in the chat, man. I need to know, am I the only one? Am I the only one on my Game of Thrones ish right now? Am I on the Iron Throne? Am I alone on the Iron Throne? All right, we got some hypeness. Mara, she's hyped. She's hyped. I'm interested in Jon. Okay, so we got someone that's not interested. I'm more hyped about the Jon Snow. I'm looking forward to that than this track. Jay coming in with the fire from the dragons. He's saying this is straight trash. Hasn't seen an episode yet, but based on what Jay have seen, he's not looking forward to it. Listen, Jay, you might be wrong, my friend. You might be wrong, but you never know, man. But appreciate the honesty there. Tyrion Rain. Tyrion, what's going on, man? Mark is about man. Listen, man, we got dragons, we got politics, we got Targaryens. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here. But I appreciate Jay, man. We'll build up an army. Yeah, man. We'll see. Because a lot of people forget too. Season 8 was the most season 8 of Game of Thrones won the most Emmys of any show of all time. So a lot of people like Game of Thrones season 8. So we'll see what the critics are saying this time around for this new show. The story at the beginning. George R. Martin is a part of the show. So that gets me hopeful. That gets me hopeful. Man, I wish you would Thor, can you go take a nap, bro? Like, for my dog people out there, your dogs just sometimes just be like, you run this house, you just walking around. Chill out, bro. Chill out, man. Let's see here. What Johnny talking about? I'm so hyped for House of Dragons, even though Game of Thrones. Yes, again, people forget. I know it's what have you done for me lately? I know it's more about a satisfying ending than it is a beginning, but I'll never forget the first 6 seasons of Game of Thrones. Is some of the greatest TV of all time. I'm right there with you, Johnny. We got some dragon love in the chat. Yes. Johnny, yeah, he's speaking in facts. Costumes, sex, dragons, drama, fighting. Come on, yes. And listen, yes, dragons, yes, drama. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. We don't get a lot of mature content on TV. And don't get me wrong, the Game of Thrones, the sexual stuff was very very uncomfortable. Like, there was a lot of non-consensual sex, which I'm obviously not an advocate for, but I'm just saying, as far as like just being really authentic to those times where things were savage, people were unfortunately just disgusting individuals that we saw. But I say all that to say, like, again, that's part of the lore and part of the when people are greed and vengeance and power and all that stuff, that just plays into the lore. So again, dragons and sex and drama and fighting, no one does it better than Game of Thrones, man, when they were peaking. So we'll see what they give us on that level. We get back to Black Targaryens. Yeah, Black Targaryens, bro. Yeah, man. man. It's gonna be great. At least I hope it is. I watched behind the scenes. George Martin picked the showrunner and worked out the story. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's heavily involved in it, which makes me very relieved. Yep. What's going on, Ken from Mid Level Media? I'm interested in seeing how they're going to top that intro. That's what I'm saying, Ken. That intro has to live up. Like if in the first 5 minutes, we're gonna know what the show's about. If they give us I'm just so like, is it gonna be the Game of Thrones theme? Obviously not. They're gonna remix it. They're gonna add their own flair and touch to it. I'm just so that's like a thing I'm more excited about than the show. It's like the theme. So I'm very intrigued by that. Very, very, very. We got black folks. Yeah, the only black folks in Game of Thrones was the pirates that were like popped in every now and then. So I'm really intrigued to see more black folks in Westeros and being kings and queens in their own right. So very excited for that. Let's see. Do you think hit 2 million? They're gonna make 2 million in Thursday night show. I think you mean 2 billion. That's a big number. That's a big number, Trey. That's a huge number. It all depends on if the film's good, man. You know how I stand. Shout out to E-Man, the hashtag we recast T'Challa. So it just really depends on how the film plays out. So, but 2 billion is a big number because even what was the last 2 billion film? Was it Endgame? Which was obviously a different world, different. Disney Plus wasn't around during that time, so obviously that hurts the film that it's going to be on Disney Plus sooner than other 2 billion films, $2 billion movies were. So it's a tough feat. We'll see, man. There was a lot. There was there was a lot of consensual sex, but at the same time, there's a lot of Khaleesi and Drogo. First time they had, on the wedding night, that was not consensual, and a lot of unconsensual stuff. But yeah, there was a lot of there were other consensual moments. So again, I'm here for it because we don't get a lot of that on TV. And not saying that your boys, I want to see all of it. I'm just saying it adds to the experience. I'll just say that. The more mature stuff, if y'all know what I mean. 2 billion. No, I know what you meant. Bro. I know what you meant. Film Sony. The Kevin. Yeah, those are some stuff. It's a big month. It's a really big month. So yeah. All right. So we talked House of Dragons tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I hope you're hyped. Because we're gonna be talking some House of Dragons, and I'm here for it, man. I'm really hopeful, really hopeful that we get to see some Game of Thrones at its highest level. Dragons and Targaryens and oh man, I'm excited. Man. I hope to fall in love with these characters, man. I hope to fall in love. I find a Khaleesi. I hope to find a Jon Snow in this show, Cersei. Who's that? Who's gonna be the Cersei? Let me look at this poster again. Who's gonna be the Cersei of this show? Who's gonna be the little finger of the show? Who's gonna be the Bran and Brienne and Robert? Oh my gosh, man, Robert and the Rebellion. Oh my goodness. Ned Stark. Oh my goodness. This is hopefully I love these characters as much as I do these the OGs. So let's go to Hulu, man. Let's transition and talk about Prey, which I'm praying this film is good. And I've heard some good things about it. Haven't gotten an opportunity to see it early, like some of my other peers in the space here, the sphere of YouTubing and reviews. But I've heard some good things, y'all. Coming out this Friday is Prey, and I've heard she's great. I heard that the Predator is great. I heard that the film is great. It's like an hour and a half, which is like perfect timing for me for a story of this nature, like not too big and bombastic, take it back to the roots of predators and preys and hunting, and I'm hearing great things about this. So I really don't have a lot to say about it. I'm hopeful for it. Hopefully I'll be seeing it sooner rather than later. If I don't get a chance to see it early, no big deal. I'll watch it on Friday and give you all my 2 cents on the matter. But I'm hearing good things. Again, I think it's I guess I'm sad that it didn't go to theaters, especially hearing that it's so good. But it makes sense because if we're being honest with each other, Shane Black Predator 2018, I think was that year. Oh my gosh, he damn near killed the franchise. He damn near deaded it. So I understand why they're not putting all the money into the movie just based on the last film. But I'm hearing that this one's a comeback, and maybe this is how you move forward with the franchise. maybe a Predator series. Aliens getting this treatment. If you all don't know, my man Noah Hawley from Fargo and Legion, he's working on an Alien TV show, which is supposed to be coming out in the coming years on FX. So, Alien, that's going to be on TV. Predator now on streaming. Are we getting these huge, respectively huge science fiction action, franchises on TV? Are they going to work on TV? So we'll see, man. But I'm looking forward to Prey. I'm praying it's good, and I'm hearing it's good. So maybe my prayers have been answered. So let me know if y'all excited for that. But pivoting over to a show that I'm very intrigued by, and that is Mike Tyson's show, Thursday, August 25th, starring Trevante Rhodes. My man, that trailer, I don't know if y'all seen the trailer of Mike. This is obviously, if you guys haven't put two together with the pigeon and the boxing glove and the title, this is based on Mike Tyson, ladies and gentlemen. This is the story and the life of the one and only Mike Tyson. Now, Iron Mike in the 80s, I'm a 90s kid, but I know about Iron Mike. I've seen my fair share of highlights, and the right hook, one of the most deadliest fighters of history, of all time. Muhammad Ali to me is the greatest. He's the greatest. But Mike Tyson, man, Iron Mike. Again, I've seen some clips, man, but I've seen him at his lowest low too, as far as in the ring. Now, I don't know too much about his life story, which is why I'm intrigued about this series. I know about his situation with Robin Gibbons, and they were married, and some things happened that led him to go to jail for a couple years, if I'm not mistaken. His relationship with Don King, and I believe he grew up in New York, and that's where the pigeons come about, because he used to like raise or feed pigeons and stuff like that. So I don't know all of his story, which is something I'm looking forward to. But again, Trevante Rhodes, man, if y'all ain't on this young man's work, this is a star in the making. My man is everything I've seen him in. Even if the overall projects aren't necessarily good, he's great. He's a great actor. I'm glad that he's leading. And it makes me wonder what's going on with the Jamie Foxx, Mike Tyson film, because it was supposed to be a film. So I don't know if those were two different projects, if they, waxed that and it became a show. But neither here nor there. That trailer was great. Here's a couple other images of him as Mike, and again, I can't do the Mike Tyson thing, but the way he's talking in this trailer, man, he sound like Mike. He looked like Mike, and I'm here for it, man. I'm debating on if I'll have time, because, like I told y'all, Game of Thrones is coming at the end of the month, so I'm gonna be really in my Game of Thrones ish. But I'm hoping to maybe get this show a little bit early and do like maybe weekly reviews and breaking it down. If it, hopefully it's good, right? It's hopefully it warrants a weekly discussion. I believe it's going to be weekly episodes and not binging like the whole season dropping at once. I believe it's a week to week series, and I would imagine, based on Hulu's track records, probably 8 to 10 episodes. I could be wrong, but I'm hopeful, man. It's looking good. It's looking good, y'all. Mike Tyson impression is terrible, but I'm here for it, man. Iron Mike, Trevante Rhodes, Don King, and all his stuff. And I can't think of the young lady's name who's on the screen now, but she's great. I believe she's playing Robin, his wife. So, and we're getting into all that stuff. So, let me know if y'all excited. It's terrible. Let me stop. Let me know if you're excited for Mike coming to Hulu. So I think that's it, man. That's all I got. Well, let me give my man some love. Amazon. One thing that caught my eye is the new Sylvester Stallone Samaritan film, which is I'll be honest, I don't really have much to say about it. It looks pretty generic. He's a retired superhero and trying to save his city. The trailer looked pretty little lackluster. It's Sylvester. He's a GOAT. He's one of the greatest as far as, action heroes of our generations. So I might give it a little peek. We'll see. Let me know if y'all are excited for Mr. Sylvester Stallone, Samaritan action superhero film. Let me know if you're excited for Mike and Prey and all the stuff we covered in today's live stream, which we're going to wrap up here with maybe 10, 15 minutes of Q&A style questions. Let me know what you all are thinking. As far as what you can expect for August, more content. So House of the Dragons, we might cover Mike, Prey, Apple TV Plus C, the last season. I'm probably not gonna cover Andor. Unfortunately, I'm hopeful for the show, but I'm just not in a Star Wars mindset, man. But we'll see. We'll see if Andor is something. I'm gonna watch it, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I'm gonna review it. Definitely covering She-Hulk. We'll hopefully can get Amanda and Chris to get the gang back together to talk about that show. And then as far as movies, Bullet Train, I'm seeing that tomorrow. I don't know what's going on with Sandman. We'll see if we can get a review for that, hopefully. And then what was the other movie? Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. We'll see what's coming with that. So expect a lot of videos as far as movie reviews and maybe some live discussions for those shows and movies I just mentioned. And then, of course, there's other things that came through the cracks. So there's probably a lot of movies and shows I didn't mention in today's stream that I'll probably be watching, reviewing. Y'all can let me know all that stuff that I should be looking forward to for the month of August. Man, time is flying. I'll tell you that much. But let me pivot over to you guys and see what you've been talking about in the chat. And then we'll, like I said, wrap up. Throw any questions. Let me know how y'all feeling about anything in particular. I don't know. How's your day going? I don't know. What you eating today? What you drinking today? I don't know. Brent, yes, I didn't see your review or your out of theater reaction yet quite be because I want to go in without reading too many reviews. I've heard people saying it's good, which is about the extent of my hearing about the film. But as Brandon said, Prey, not perfect, but I really enjoyed it overall. So that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Huge fan of Predator. I'm not a huge fan of Predator. I think there's only the Predator. The original is good. Part 2 is solid. This is a solid film. I prefer Predators over Predator 2. I don't remember if I'm butchering the names, but the one with Topher Grace when they were in space, I like that one more than I like Danny Glover's one. And then of course the originals, the GOAT of all of them. And then Predators was really bad. And then Alien and Predator and Requiem, all that stuff is trash. So it's one of those franchises very similar to Alien, where to me Alien has. Actually, I like more of the Alien movies than I do like Predator films. So I'll just say that. Like Aliens. I like Prometheus. I like Alien Covenant. Sue me. Don't sue me, but you know what I mean. So Mike Tyson in a role. So did Mike Tyson have a role in making the film? No, Jay, I think that was some of the controversy. I don't think Mike Tyson, unfortunately, didn't have much to do with this franchise or to do with this series. I believe there was some behind the scenes, I won't say drama, but some behind the scenes controversy that he wasn't involved, which you hate to hear that stuff. You know, the man's not dead. He's still well alive, doing some great things. He's changed from all accounts. He's changed his life around. He's been, killing it on the podcasting side of things and just being, he's living his life. So I'm happy that he's out of that. Man, some dark times that Mike Tyson went through from a little bit that I do know behind the scenes, but I do not believe he's involved of the show, unfortunately. I could be wrong. Awesome. We got someone. Yeah, we talked about that earlier as far as Sandman. So yeah. But I wish it was First Nations subtitles. What were we talking about? Subtitles. Oh, are we talking about Prey? Yes. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Marla, I think they explicitly said they're going to have a version of the film that has their native tongue in the film with subtitles. So I think that's going to be an option when it comes to Hulu this Friday. Yeah, that Shane Black film was terrible. It's one of the actors I want to play. Yeah. Are we talking about Trevante Rhodes, or I don't know who that actor is, but yeah, there's so many great actors out there that can play the role. Yeah, so I think to answer your question, Kevin, I think Kevin Hart, Kevin Hart is Mike Tyson. Oh my gosh, Jamie Foxx is Mike Tyson. I think they're still working on that film, and this is separate. So a lot of Mike Tyson coming to us. So yeah, Iron Mike. I actually like the actor who plays his earlier. Yeah, that trailer was great, man. I'm very excited for that. Oh, that's who you're talking about. Okay, I didn't know who the actor was. That's the Davis guy you're talking about. Okay. That's who's playing the younger version of Mike. Gotcha. Javante Ward is one of my. It's a child. Yeah, I think he'd be great in the role too. Hey Elliot, this is not about movies, but always want to ask you: do you watch any of the 50 Cent shows? I don't. Great question, by the way. I don't have Stars, so I unfortunately have missed out on Power and Caden and all the spinoffs that they've done. BMF, I've heard, is pretty good. So yeah, I just unfortunately don't have Stars. So, and I'm so behind on all that stuff that I don't I don't see myself catching up to it, but I heard it's good. I know Brandon from Just My Opinion Reviews covers it. Lamont from Life Games covers it, and a lot of other great content creators covers those shows. So unfortunately, I haven't seen not a single frame. I've seen trailers and teaser or behind the scenes. I'm very familiar with the show. I've never seen an episode of them. So, and the only reason I don't cover it is because I don't have the access to the show. So, um. And isn't it just me? Was the Predator Iron Man suit at the end of was? Oh yeah, no. There are we on the same page? Tony, you talking about there was in Shane's Black Predator. There was an Iron Man suit in that. I don't literally honestly, Tony, I don't remember that film that much because it was just that bad. Y'all didn't like my Iron Mike impersonation. It's just terrible. I know. Disney put. Oh yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But I wish it would. I don't. Is it available in theaters? Pray. Another streaming show I look forward to is returning. Yeah. I've covered all 3 seasons of Servant on this channel, so yeah, I'm very excited for the final season. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the thing, right? When you get these shows, you hope that and maybe maybe they going without him being involved. Well, hopefully they don't take too many creative liberties in the show, but maybe with him not being involved, they can really, because sometimes when you have the actual people involved, they're like, no, I don't want y'all to go that deep. So maybe they're going deep, and showing, who knows? I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful though. Yeah, I'm not excited for that movie. That trailer looks so generic, looks so paint by the numbers. Understandably so why that's on streaming, without a doubt. Servant on Severance, Servant on level of Severance. Servant isn't as it's not as I don't know, man. I think Severance is a better show. And of course, we're talking 3 seasons versus 1 season, but I think Severance is a more well-woven, well-written show. Not saying that Servant isn't, because I love Servant. I watched all 3 seasons. I'm excited for season 4. Servant is a great mystery supernatural show. So they're great in their own rights. I'll just say that. And I recommend watching both of them if you haven't seen them already. Okay. I'm like, I didn't know. Okay, gotcha. He's getting up there, man. He's getting up there. He keeps moving on, keeps pushing. He's gonna be in he got another one of those silly team up movies coming up with all the retired actors coming together. What is the name of that franchise that he does with all the old school 80s and 90s actors? And I think he's doing one more. I think 50, you talked about 50 Cent earlier. I think 50's in it and Megan Fox is in it. What is the name of those movies? They're so bad. I stopped at like the second one. They had, Arnold's in it, and obviously Sly, and John Claude Van Damme, Bruce Willis. I think Harrison Ford was in one of them. I mean, it's the Expendables. Oh my gosh, those movies are so. Jason Statham. Yeah, Adrian. Yeah, he needs to. If he can still get up and put his shoes on, his feet, to the ground, and still can do it, then by all means, Slide. Do what you gotta do. But I ain't watching that film he got coming out. All right, I think that was it, ladies and gentlemen. So if there's no other comments, questions, or anything like that, we're gonna wrap it up, because I know, like I said, my man Brandon from Just My Opinion Reviews, he will be going live at 6:30 with his weekly movie and TV roundup show, which I have been I've been a guest on several times, and then I hope to be able to join him a little bit later. I gotta get something to eat here, get this dog situated and whatnot, but I hope to join him tonight. If not, listen, the man's show is fire. So you already know the deal. Y'all know what Brandon brings to the table. A lot of that fire. So check him out tonight at 6:30. But speaking of fire, man, I hope y'all had a fire time tonight. I don't know, that was a weird segue there, but I hope you guys had a good time tonight, covering all the movies and shows to look forward to. Again, it's looking promising, man. Again, if I were to put on my hat here, I hope by the end of the month, we got good things to say about this film, Bullet Train. I hope, because right now it looks like pretty standard, but again, I just want a good action movie, and I'm hopefully we get that. Hope Bodies gives us something pretty fun and unique, and something I wasn't expecting. Again, I wasn't too overly excited for Beast, but I hope that's a good film. And again, George Miller, Tilda Swinton, Idris Elba. Hope this is a good sci-fi, fantasy film. Fingers crossed for Sandman. I'm not too hopeful for this film, but we'll see. Very excited for C. Hope more people get a chance to see Lightyear. Hope the kids and family and friends enjoy, Groot. Very hopeful that She-Hulk is that show. I hope it's really, really good. Hope this is really, really good, because Star Wars right now is not in a good place for me right now. But we talked Game of Thrones. I'm very hopeful, very excited for Dragons. Yes, sir. Pray, hope is good. Mike, and we'll see what Sly got up his sleeve. We'll see. We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been today's live stream of all the new releases coming to theaters, coming to streaming, and everything in between. I've been your host, if you want to call me that. Elliot here from Movie Files. If this is your first time tuning in, hope you enjoyed it. We do this every single month as far as these previews of new movies and shows. And then in between those, beginning of the month and end of the month, we do movie reviews, TV reviews, live discussions about those shows and movies. I've added a lot more YouTube shorts on the channel, which is just my thoughts on some of the more recent movie news and TV news and casting and rankings and predictions and theories. So we do that here on YouTube as well. And if you're not following me on Instagram and TikTok, check me out there, Twitter, Letterboxd, Facebook. I mean, all the sites you can think of, your boy's on them. So if you enjoy today's content, maybe you'll enjoy those other platforms that I'm on as well. So outside of that, as far as things to look forward to tomorrow, I've already shot my review for Only Murders in the Building episode 7, so I'll be putting that out for Tuesday. I watched I didn't even bring it up. Damn it. It's coming out this Friday. It's a new thriller suspense by the name of Resurrection, starring Rebecca Hall. It's a very interesting film. I'll just say that. And it's in limited theaters now, and it's coming to on demand on Friday. I think Shudder's going to have it. It's really interesting. And so I'm going to probably shoot a review for that tomorrow, maybe tonight. We'll see. But yeah, a lot of things to look forward to. But again, all of you all that's been here, shout out to Mara who got the wrench. She's a moderator now. Appreciate you. And shout out to everyone that tuned in today, gave it a thumbs up, dropped a comment in the chat and watched it. And shout out to everyone watching the replay as well. Really appreciate you all. We're on that path to 40K, man. We keep on moving along. We keep on growing this community. I couldn't do it without you all. So again, from me to you, I appreciate all the support. We got a couple more comments before we head out. Just want to hit these comments up, and then we'll call it a day. The invitation, Natalie Emmanuel. Yeah, I saw that. It looked okay. It looked straight to DVD to me, but she's great. She's beautiful also, but she's also great. But that trailer didn't really sell me, but hopefully Peter is good. Expendables. Ooh, not a fan, Kevin. I'm excited for August. Yes, it should be a good month, as we saw to today's breakdown. What are your thoughts on Iron Man 3's personal favorite? Not a big fan of Iron Man 3, Tony. It's probably excuse me, pardon me if I blew your ears out there, somewhere down the wrong pipe. Before we head out, Tony, let's let you know where I place Iron Man 3. It's not terrible, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's like Iron Man 2 level, but it's just not something that sticks to me as memorable. Iron Man 3 is it's pretty low, Tony. It's 26 on my 29 MCU ranking, so not that high about it, my friend. Appreciate you, David. Shout out to the chat. Yep, shout out to him. Shout out to the community. Yes, sir. Love Rebecca Hall. Yeah, Mara. I'm gonna hopefully shoot a review for that coming out. It's coming to VOD on Friday, and I saw it today, and I'm gonna either make a short or a full-on review about it, because it's a interesting film. Very, very interesting film, and more about that later this week. Have a great week. Yes, have a great week to everyone out there. Stay safe, stay warm, stay cool, stay hydrated, stay safe. Wear your mask out there, because I know there's been some a spike and some of the stuff out there. So be safe, guys. Stay safe. Have a great week to you all. Shout out to the chat, everyone. Everyone have a great week. So again, and yeah, thumbs up before you guys leave if you haven't already. So y'all are awesome. Hope you had a good time. I certainly did. Shout out to you all watching the replay. Shout out to you all supporting the channel. And we'll catch you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.